Hello, my name is Charity, some call me Chaz, and today I'm going to be talking about something that I think is pretty cool. I got a custom record made. So, if you played Secret of the Old Clock, then you will have heard Creepy's Corner, which is a little radio show from the game. It's a really weird little story, and I got it put on vinyl, which is so exciting. I have recently started a record collection just in the past year, and yeah, I was really excited to be able to make my own custom vinyl record, via a website. So I just thought I'd, talk through the process of how I did that. Now, this isn't like an instructional how-to. However, I will be showing you how I did it, and I'll let you know how you can get the files for yourself at the end. But just a quick little message to Her Interactive. Hi, how you doing up there? We're all waiting for news from you, of course, but I'm just gonna let you know that the fans are out there making their own merchandise because you guys aren't really making what we necessarily want. Like, t-shirts are fine and stuff. One day I'll get the Waverly sweater. But, yeah, like, doing limited runs of things is actually a really good idea. Even if it's just, like, pre-order only, and then they just get it, and, like, that's it. Like, I've seen other people make their own versions of Raid, because there are companies out there that make custom board games. So, just a word. But anyway, so I'm not saying that this is how you should do it. If you wanted one of these, honestly, you could just take the file and then cut it out and then slap it on any old vinyl record that you find at the op shop. But here's how I did it. First things first, you gotta find a record making company that's gonna work for you. So I ended up going with In the Clouds. They're like based in New Jersey or something. So my requirements for the record were that I wanted it a black 7-inch record. I wanted it to have no minimum quantity on the website because I only wanted the one. I wanted a full colour sleeve for it to go in, and I wanted them to ship to Australia, which is more difficult than it sounds. I ended up going with In the Clouds, as I said, because they met all of my requirements, and all of the ones within Australia wouldn't print with the sleeve, and then other places would only do like really expensive 12-inch ones, and like just a whole process. But if you, for instance, were going to get one made for yourself for any reason, I would recommend that you do your own research because, obviously these are my requirements, you might have different ones. So I went onto the website, I looked at their options. You could choose between a 33 revolutions per minute or a 45 revolutions per minute. I chose the 33 because you get 7 minutes of time as opposed to 4 minutes on each side. So I said, great, let's get 7 minutes per side of content for the record. So I went into the game files, and you can do this on both physical copy and digital copy. I have both. You just go into the sound files, you find radioshow.his, open that in Audacity, and then you can export it as an MP3 or a WAV file. I did the same for the music that I wanted. You can also get the soundtracks on the Her Interactive website, however I prefer to listen to my songs individually as opposed to in the suites. Also, I used the Ballad of Bridget version from Curse of Blackmore Manor, not from Secret of the Old Clock, because the Secret of the Old Clock version actually already has a vinyl effect over the top of it, and you don't want vinyl effect on real vinyl because it's just a bit messy. So I had to cut down some of the tracks just by a couple of seconds or so either side so that it would fit into that 7-minute time slot. It was all very easy, just did that on Audacity. And then I clicked on through, and you can see where I would upload my art. So let's talk about the art. I really wanted on the cover to have the Creepy's Corner guy with the full moon in the graveyard, and then on the flip I wanted it to have the Secret of the Old Clock cover screen. But I did have to adjust the Creepy's Corner one slightly, so I downloaded the Creepy's Corner wallpaper from the Her Interactive website, and I cropped it in, but when you crop it in, it crops off the words. So I uncropped it, separated the text from the background, cropped the image again, moved the text back on, resized it, reshuffled it, and then filled in the background wherever I needed to so that there weren't any blank spots. I was actually pretty happy with how this turned out. I thought it looked, relatively true to the original. And then for the flip, I just got the game cover and I, added a green bit at the bottom, added the Nancy Drew logo, and then added my track listing. I also found a transparent PNG of the Secret of the Old Clock logo, and I put that on the green background, and I'm going to use that for the label. I really wanted the place where the vinyl hole goes to be where the hands intersect, so I made a note of that on the website, but getting the Creepy's Corner side label was a little bit more challenging than the rest of it, so I took a screenshot from the game of when you can actually get the Creepy's Corner vinyl, and then I you know, put it into Krita, which is my favorite Photoshop alternative, and I basically just traced over the text. For the middle swelly bit, I actually used the pattern on Josiah's journal. It's also found on Josiah's Trivet, so I just, you know, traced over that like I did for the rest. I think it came out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. So I just uploaded all of that to In the Clouds and paid for it. All in all, it cost me $30 to get the vinyl itself and $35 in shipping, which to Australia for a vinyl is to be expected. So all up, it cost me about $65 US, and then, you know, transfer that into Australian dollars, and, you know, it's a bit pricey, but I really like novelty, so... I also ordered this on August 21st, and it got to my house on January 4th. So it's to be expected with the 3 months that they say that it's gonna take to make the vinyl itself, and then shipping to Australia is usually about 2 weeks, and then Christmas on top of that, so... But that's okay, like, that's what I expected. They're very upfront about it, and I think that's pretty typical of most custom vinyl websites. When it arrived, it was all in really good condition, except I was so stressed because the postie tried to shove it into my mailbox, and I almost freaked out, but it was all fine. It was all fine. Okay, so here's the finished product. Doesn't it look great? Yeah, and here's the back. Here's the Secret of the Old Clock side. I will say that about the cover, if I did this again, I would probably get a border made for it just around the edge a little bit, because it's a bit close on the text up here, and then on the back it cuts off the credits. So I was actually pretty upset about that, because I do like to give credit where credit is due. Thank you so much to Kevin Manthe, Kevin Ripple, and Mike Patty, and of course the rest of the Her Interactive team. Yeah, so the reason I chose this green color was actually originally to reference the disc of Secret of the Old Clock, but I ended up matching it more so to this lady's green dress, because I thought that looked better. And then same deal on the actual record sticker itself. This actually also originally came in a paper sleeve, but I keep all of my records in archival sleeves. So this is the Creepy's Corner side. Doesn't it look fantastic? And then here's the other side. And the hole's right where they intersect, which I was really happy about. And yeah, let's give it a spin.
I'll never forget the night it all began. That dark, stormy, fateful night when I decided the time had come to rid the world of the creature. But it would take money to do that, and to get money, I needed to confront my arch-enemy, Nick, who had recently become able to transform himself fittingly into a giant warthog. He tossed the bag of coins onto a chair, but as I reached for them, he reached for his bottle of potion, and in a matter of seconds, my night had gone from bad to horrible.
Now, if you want the art files for yourself, I have given them to Hugh Miller, and so he's posting them on his website. That's, I think it's ndwalkthroughs.ca or something. I'll put a link to that in the description, but yeah, I'm really happy with it. I really enjoy it. It's a great addition to my little record collection and to my Nancy Drew merch collection. So, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Step away from that bottle of warthog potion, I commanded, and give me the 20 gold coins you stole from my poor servant. I'm not going to give you a thing, save, perhaps, a taste of my sword.